Hi folks, welcome to the Candidates Forum. I'm Dave Gallus, your host, and we're here again with Isabella Solis, who's running for mayor of City of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Isabella, welcome again.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it.
We talked about a lot of things. Now, the one thing that I'd like to go over again, if it's okay, is the GRT, Gross Receipts Tax. And I know that the taxes, some municipalities have gross receipts tax or sales tax, but we don't seem to be too competitive with the surrounding areas. So could you give us a little more on that?
So the last show we talked about the gross receipts tax, and Commissioner Rawson was on the show with us, and he did a little explaining on the show. And we also talked about the fact that there are a lot of people that don't even understand the gross receipts tax,
right,
which is a challenge for many, but that is a huge impact on small businesses. But one of the graphs that he brought up was a graph that shows where the gross receipt tax keeps increasing in Las Cruces.
Okay.
And from 2002 to 2018, it has gone up in increments. And so now we are at the highest rate at 8.31 point.
Wow, I can see on the screen that ours was quite low, around 6-something%. El Paso was higher, but it stayed steady all along, and we've now grown and grown and grown and surpassed El Paso. So we're not competitive with El Paso.
Absolutely not. So yeah, we are growing in the tax industry here.
Holy smoke. I mean, so people, if they want to buy services or buy goods, they go to El Paso.
Absolutely.
So our money is going down to El Paso.
Yes, it is. Wow. You know, one of the things that I have been thinking about is I like to be able to propose a small, hopefully a resolution to this problem, because I think that the GRT, along with the minimum wage and the property taxes, is a complete barrier for our city to be able to grow. So I think that that's the barrier that's keeping the economic growth from coming to Las Cruces.
Sure. And I heard that we're supposed to get another minimum wage increase.
Yes.
As if our businesses aren't in enough trouble?
That's right. That's right.
Jeez.
So a lot of things to consider. I think that if we want to keep doing the same thing that we're doing right now, I think that we just need to keep the people that are in office now. So I think it's time for change, Dave.
So if you're happy, folks, with the way City Hall has been run, and I'm not happy, then you need to get out and vote, and you need to change who's sitting on City Council and the mayor.
That's correct.
That's where Isabella comes in.
Yes,
so,
yes.
You know, the minimum wage, to me, when you increase the minimum wage, there's only two things that can happen to a small business. And a small business runs only on a very small margin of profit. They're either going to go automated or they're going to go out of business.
That's right, Dave. So that is the struggle that we're facing today. So I really believe that we need change in our city government.
You're going to do that, right?
Absolutely, that's my goal.
Okay.
Yes, and you know, and I think that as we continue in our show, I would like to be able to say that there are resources that are out there to be able to help our small businesses.
Okay. Okay, I have a pamphlet here. It's the Small Business Development Center, and it runs out of Diana County Community College.
Yes, that's where they're located. That's right.
Are these are teachers? Are they professionals that have been in the industry, or what?
The folks that are working at the Small Business Development Center are certified business consultants.
Okay, so they've been in the business.
So they
know.
So they know what. Yeah, they're certified in the business consultant community. So they're there to be able to support the small businesses and to be able to help them. Right now, the services that they offer is consulting, ranging from business startup, marketing, business plans, answering business-related questions, and other services that are confidential. But they provide all of these services, Dave, to anyone that is interested, but there's no cost.
I heard that. There's no cost. This is like your education, a free education on how to run your small business.
Right.
And these folks are the experts.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a great resource.
I think so, too. Currently, there's about 18 centers in the state of New Mexico.
Wow.
And they're all over. Las Cruces office serves Doñana County and Sierra County. And they have about 53 employees in all of these offices. I mean, I guess that fluctuates, but there's about 53 employees. And most of the funding for the Small Business Development Center comes from legislation, which is about 83% of
That's
taxpayer money.
From Santa Fe?
Yes.
Okay.
From taxpayer money.
83%, that's a lot. But I heard they're also involved in the Small Business Administration, which is a federal agency?
Yes, and they also receive from the SBA, and that's a 17% funding from them.
Wow. Wow. That's something. What a resource to have.
Well, I mean, and if you look at it, that is a total of about $4.7 million that comes to the Small Business Development Center.
Wow.
Which is available to help. And people can go there. There is no cost at all. So people can go if they're interested in starting a business and finding ways to be able to catapult their business forward.
Right.
They're there to consult with you to say maybe you need a better business plan. Whatever it is that you may need, that's their job.
I guess anybody that's considering to start a small business would be a great place to start, too.
And I think that that's a great resource because, as you know, all these businesses are closing down. And like we talked about, the barriers that we have here in Las Cruces, with the same officials running our city, we're not getting anywhere with those barriers. So we got to try to find ways to support our small businesses.
No, I hear you. It's good that you're investigating this. You know, with the businesses we lost because of road construction and things like that, it's like Valley Drive. I got stuck on 25 today, coming north. It's like everywhere you go, there's congestion and things like that. And that's got to hurt small businesses on a throughway street like Valley or Picacho or Loman, or whatever. Well, I don't know that they're doing construction on Loman, but and I think it's poor planning too. So I wonder if our city council has really utilized this resource and helped the small businesses with this resource. I don't think so. I've never heard of it before.
Well, you know, as I was talking to a lady that works at the Small Business Development Center, she said they don't do a lot of advertising because of funding, is her remark to me. So they're not able to do that. But I would like to be able to inform people that this is available for those folks. And they also connect small businesses to different lenders. So that's really key as well. You know, if they're looking to get a loan or to start whatever business that they're interested in starting.
Sure, banks want to loan the money to make some interest.
Absolutely.
Small business need the cash to do that. You know, I've been to a lot of city council meetings, and I don't think I've ever heard of these people being mentioned by city council. That would be the place to really let the public know.
Right, and they also hold workshops. So the Small Business Development Center also holds workshops, and they have some in October and November. So they've got a schedule of workshops that are going on as well. Okay,
very good. Now I know we talked about the minimum wage, and I think City Council, is it already a done deal? Is it definitely going through?
City Council has approved it, but they are planning a work session, I believe it's November 12th.
Okay.
And it's going to be after the election. So I feel like they've really punted this, the minimum wage issue into, you know, after the election.
They want to keep everybody happy. Don't upset anybody. Well, you see, that's where it's crooked stuff. You know, you got to be honest with the people, get it out there. You know, and I see a lot of road construction going on just before the election as well. It's like, come on.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Is this just to please people so you get them out to vote? And it's so important that people get out to vote. You know, folks think that just because they might live outside the city, it's not important to vote. It is absolutely important to vote because we have education, the Board of Education, that there are 2 people that are running for that. We've got the Soil and Water. It's very important too to vote for that. We have a judgeship.
Yes.
So everybody should get out and vote. And if we only have a 9% voter turnout, you're not getting a representation of what the people really feel. So they have to get out and vote.
Well, Dave, the way I'm seeing things right now, even with the mayor's race, we've got 9 candidates running for office. So that just tells me that people are really looking for change. They want new leadership. You know, and if you think about it, if people want the same thing that they've been getting for the last 10 or 12 years, then you just keep the same people in office. But I think it's time to change. We want to be able to change, you know, the barriers that are blocking Las Cruces from being effective, from being a thriving community. And so people need to realize that economic growth in our community is key. As you well know, the local businesses is what makes Las Cruces unique. So it is the heart and soul of our city. So it's really important that we make change. And I believe that Las Cruces is ready for change. And I really want to make that change. Well,
that sounds good. Now there's 9 other candidates besides yourself. That's a total of 10 people that are running for mayor. That's amazing. And you know what kills me is we are a university city. It's a land-grant college. New Mexico State. So when these students graduate, they leave.
Yes.
Because where are the jobs for them?
Right.
We can do this. We could, this small business organization can help promote like internships, even start small businesses.
Yes, absolutely.
And to keep them here in Las Cruces, not go spend their money in El Paso because of the tax structure,
Right.
not go to other places where they have plenty of jobs. So
Yes, that's right.
Well.
So it's really important that I really believe this is a new era in the city of Las Cruces. We definitely need to make change. And we don't want to keep the same old, because it's just higher taxes, unemployment rate is right out off the roof. Yeah. And so we totally need to make changes.
No, I hear you.
And I'm asking the people to please vote. Yes, please go out and vote.
Yes, we absolutely need that. Well, I think the people heard you, and if and when you are elected mayor, I hope you're going to have an open door policy where people can contact you, give you their concerns, their worries, their thank you when you complete a good job. I've been very happy with you as my county commissioner. I know you're up there on the county seat, you're arguing with people, you're arguing with your fellow members up there, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that. Yes, I do believe in an open door policy. I think that people, if you think about it, we work for the people, and we have a huge constituency, so we need to hear people out. I think communication is important. Now, are we all perfect in communication? No, we all make mistakes. We all fail there. But I think that there is room for improvement in communication, and open door policy is important. People just want to be heard. And a lot of times, once you listen to people and you hear their issue and their concern, there are times when you can just fix that very simple, and then that goes away. But sure. I think that just listening to people is very important.
No, I hear you. I often think if I was ever to run for any elected office, I would say if a constituent said, look, this is a problem, this is what I want you to do, if it was consistent with our federal constitution and our state constitution, no problem. And I'd want to solicit people for what the rest of the folks would want. But if it's not consistent with our constitution or the federal or the state constitution, I'd have to say, I can't do it because of this.
Right.
Now, we can try to enact legislation to change the rules, the constitutions, but
Absolutely.
until then, we have an oath of office. You've had to take an oath. Me as a policeman, I had to take the oath.
Absolutely.
To uphold the Constitution of the United States. So, so it sounds like you're going to listen to folks. I know you will, because you have listened to me when I come to you with complaints out on the East Mesa, and you've always heard me, and I appreciate that. Well, look, we're gonna take a short break. We'll come back and discuss more ways to solve the problems of Las Cruces. So
all right.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
My name is Isabella Solis, and I am running for mayor of Las Cruces. It is time for new leadership with fresh ideas. The leadership I am talking about is one that gives service to the people and not about people serving the leader. Today, we want to bring new ways of doing things in City Hall. Our city needs to help our small businesses. People have felt neglected and feel there is no communication. Many constituents feel City Hall is not working for them. We need a common sense government, one that is balanced, and we need to listen to the people's ideas and their ingenuity and invest in them. Let's create a partnership for a shared vision we can achieve together. I'm ready to step up and truly serve as your mayor to ensure we get the city government we deserve as Las Cruces. God bless you, and God bless the great city of Las Cruces.
There you go.
So great. Do all these different gears in the plan.
Okay.
Nice.
Some of the guys, not all. But
Horizon Granite is here. We'll come to you to customize your kitchen and bathroom with beautiful countertops and cabinets. Find out more at horizongranite.com. Call us at 575-650-3180.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here.
Make yourself a beautiful home.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
Hi folks, welcome back to the Candidates Forum. I'm Dave Gallis, your host today. We're here again with Isabella Solis. She's running for mayor of Las Cruces. We've covered a lot of ground, and let's talk about minimum wage, how it affects small businesses.
Okay, so minimum wage, I think, has been a struggle for the city ever since it was implemented. A lot of the small businesses have closed down. I think that there's various reasons why they've closed down, but I think a lot of it has to do with the minimum wage and them not being able to afford it. And one of the things that I am learning about minimum wage is that the effects that it has when minimum wage is raised. I always thought that it would, help us with poverty, but that does not reduce poverty. And I was just really surprised to when I researched that it does not reduce poverty. So that was kind of interesting.
I talked to one fellow that has a business in Las Cruces, and I asked him, I said, I was afraid to ask this, but I said, do you pay your employees minimum wage? He said, no. I said, no. He says, no, I pay them well above minimum wage. And it's like, well, sure, that kind of makes sense. If you have a business that you want to be successful, you want happy employees.
Yes.
And if you have happy employees, they're going to produce a good product or a good service. You pay them accordingly, they'll stay with you, do better, and your business will increase. You'll get more employees to come in.
Yes.
So, Henry Ford is a good example of this.
Yes, he is.
He was paying well above what the wage was at the time. He at least doubled what the people were normally getting when he was putting out the Model T Fords. And he had one of the most successful businesses in the world of all times. But he paid his employees well. He wasn't hampered with these small entry-level businesses like, fast food restaurant or whatever,
Right.
to pay somebody an exorbitant amount, and then you're going to lose employees due to automation, or you can't make that the profit that you need to stay in business.
Right. I think right now we're having a huge struggle. Actually, if you think about it, with all the automations that we have, like in Walmart and some of the retails here in town, and so people have to wait in line a long time. But the people at the entity are not concerned.
Right.
And so that's going to be a huge struggle for Las Cruces as well.
Yeah, I think of it. When I go into Walmart and they have, it's probably about 10 automated tellers. That's 10 employees that
Yes.
don't have a job.
That's right, without
And,
jobs.
Because once you go into automation, the machine doesn't take sick days. It doesn't have. You don't have to pay for its medical coverage.
Right.
Pregnancy or anything like that. You don't have to pay for any of that. So, and it works 24 hours a day. So Walmart is open 24 hours a day with these automation. So you're really losing a lot of people. And the entry-level jobs is where somebody starts out in business. It's not
Yes.
supposed to be to where a person can raise a family on it.
Right, exactly. And that really makes me sad when I see those automations, because we're supposed to be people with relationships. And how can we build relationships with a machine?
Machine? No. Well, they don't like me because I don't get my receipts right or whatever.
Yes,
so.
right. I always complain with those.
No,
Yes,
I hear you.
Absolutely. Well, and one of the other things that the minimum wage affects is also the teens that try to find summer jobs.
Oh, yeah.
So that was another, labor cost was another. And so I was just thinking about the consequences of these small businesses, that they have to compete, and how can we bring that together to be effective in Las Cruces?
Well, that organization you were talking about, the Small Business Development Center, free information can help you make a game plan. And the minimum wage, it could have caused the Azuri, is it?
Yes.
That's an Oriental restaurant that
That's
went out of
correct.
business.
Yes,
So,
that was just recent too.
I don't know that that's the reason, but I'm sure it was part of it.
Right.
When you force an employer that has already set out their business plan, and now all of a sudden you're going to have to increase what they're paying out. It's a very small margin that they work on as far as profit. So
Yes. Well, I think that the struggles that we're having are real, and I think that we need to make change. And those changes they go back to the taxes that we are imposing on our community and on our small businesses. And if we don't look at those, I mean, we can say, this is really helping our city, but it's really not helping our city. What I see the city as a huge business entity itself. And they're not allowing small people to come in and bring in their new ideas, their ingenuity on what they can build in our community.
I wonder if the city actually is doing this because they're in competition with small business. And in being in competition with small business, first off, any government agency is never going to be able to compete with a truly independent small business because there's no incentive for the government employees to work beyond what they're doing.
Well, and that just kind of leads me to the point where we hear a lot of complaints about, inspectors, permitting, and that's always a huge struggle for everyone that you talk to. They always talk about that, and it's a continual process. So I know that as mayor, we can't tell, the manager how to, manage the employees. That's not part of what we do.
Right.
But I think that one of the biggest things is that we don't hold department heads and employees, we don't hold their feet to the fire. I think that there needs to be better performance evaluations to be able to say, look, we need you to produce, in your job description, we need you to produce such and such and such. We need you to have so many inspections by the end of the week. I don't think that we have those measures in place, and I think that that's important. And also for the department head to be able to have performance evaluation, you've got to create a vision for that department and say, you got to create some sort of excitement, some sort of a reason why you're there. You can't just say, I'm in this department because I'm just waiting to retire.
Oh, right.
And so if you're just there just waiting to retire, you're not helping our community.
Can you excite the people to do that?
Well,
It sounds like you want to.
Well, you have to have a vision for your department. What are you
Sure.
willing to do for your department? How can it grow? How can you produce to be effective in the community?
Sure.
People come in for customer service, and then for someone not to care about what the community needs, we're not doing a service to our community.
No, I hear you. You want to know that you're heard, whether it's going into city council or dealing with the city administration, permits and all. I hear a lot about cutting the red tape. There's
Yes.
so much, it's almost as if there's so much administration that you're missing the people in the process.
Well, I mean, and a lot of times these people have to go through 5 or 6 or 7 different processes to be able to get what they need. And so that creates, people get annoyed, they get irritated with those things. So we should be sharper than that. We should just be able to say, look, I'm calling and this is what I need, and they should be able to go to that department and get what they need.
Sure.
And if there's a problem, then here are your problems and here's the list of things that you need or whatever you need to produce. But don't make people run around, for weeks and months.
I guess it's a matter of, as an administrator, you would have to be able to identify the people that would best fit in that particular department, the enthusiasm that you want, the customer relation type of person that you want in that position. So that's vitally important to get the right person.
Well, when I think about that too, Dave, a lot of times employees are moved from point A to point B, and maybe they're not qualified, or maybe they're not working in their skilled, knowledge that they have. So I think that that's important too. People need to be working in the places that you just feel like this is my job, this is what I do. Like, for example, you were a cop because that was kind of like your calling. So you worked it for years because that's what you did.
Right.
And you did it because you loved it. So a lot of times people are in positions they're begrudgingly they're just there. So I think if you are doing what your calling is, then there's an excitement and you're ready to get up at 8 o'clock early in the morning to be there for 8 a.m.
Right. I guess if you look forward to your workday, that's a big indicator right there.
Right,
and if you stay at the job longer than punching the clock and running out the door, that's another indicator. And I think training is very, very important.
Training
and
is
updating
crucial.
the skills.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Training is crucial. I did have a lady ask me a question the other day, and she said, so you have these people that are in government jobs that are just there to retire. And then we talk about the students and the things that we need to do for our young people, our next generation. She says, but what about the middleman? What about us? We can't get those government jobs because we're waiting for those people to retire. And I said, well, because we don't have businesses here in Las Cruces. We don't have industry to be able to provide the jobs that this middle group is falling like by the wayside.
But we have a university that can teach any skill whatsoever. We have technical, we have mechanical skills, we have IT skills. I understand we have acting. There's I forget what it's called, soundstage I think it is, that can produce actors and things like that. There's so much opportunity that Las Cruces and Doñana County could produce. It's just a matter of administration and you being the guide and help us get to that point.
I think that building more relationships and connecting all those pieces is important. A lot of the times we don't work together and we all have, you know, like a mind of our own and we're going this direction, but we're not looking at the picture as a whole. We need to look at our entire community. What is missing and how can we help our people to be able to thrive in what they're doing?
So we need a guide as mayor to guide us in the right direction. It's kind of like there's an analogy of an elephant, a very powerful animal, but can also be very destructive, but can also do great things too. But you need to have the rider that's directing the elephant.
Absolutely.
So you would be the rider of the elephant of Las Cruces.
All righty then.
Okay. Well, we're winding down to the end of the show. Is there anything you'd like to say, or where can the folks reach you to help you with your campaign or ask questions?
Yes, Dave, of course. They can go to my webpage. It's voteisabellasolis.com. Love for people to go to my webpage. They can read about the ranked choice voting that we're actually, you know, going to be experiencing this election in November.
Yep.
And they can also call me, 575-312-6511. I don't mind a phone call. I'm always open to suggestions, comments, and anyone that is interested in sharing information, I would love to hear.
Oh, that's good. It sounds great. I wish you a lot of luck in the election, and you're going to be one of my top choices, so if not the top choice. And with the ranked choice voting, it's so important that you identify the people that you like. And don't just make one choice, make as many choices as you can. I say make all the choices, fill all 10 positions. And we also have one of the other district positions, District 2, Philip Van Veen's position. That's also going to be ranked choice because of the number of people that are running. So it's so important to get out and vote, folks, because this is vital. And even if you don't live in the city, still go to nmvote.org and you can actually see what your ballot's going to look like. You can even print it out, so it's not too confusing when you do go in to vote.
Yes, that's right.
So
complete your ballot.
Complete your ballot,
yes,
fill in everybody,
yes.
every position. I start at the beginning. The people I like yourself, are right up front. Then when I'm not sure about them, then I go to the other end. Who do I really not want to continue to be mayor? Did I leave out a hint there? And then work towards the center.
Yes.
So, and then fill in all the spots. One person per column, one person per row. 1 dot per row, 1 dot per column.
Yes,
and,
that's correct.
So, okay. Well, that's about it for today. Thank you, Isabella. Isabella Solis running for Las Cruces Mayor. See you next time, folks.
I'm Isabella Solis, candidate for mayor, and I approve this message. Luke Smith, Treasurer.